we're going to do things a little differently. I'm not going to show you a presentation. I'm going to talk to you, and at the same time, we're going to look at just images from a photo stream that is pretty close to live of things snapshots from Second Life. So hopefully this will be fascinating. I can compete for your attention with the strange pictures that you see on screen that come from there. I thought I'd talk a little bit about some just big ideas about this, and then get John back out here so we could talk interactively a little bit more and think and ask questions. I guess the first question is, why build a virtual world at all? And I think the answer to that is always going to be at least driven to a certain extent by the people initially crazy enough to start the project. So I can give you a little bit of first background just on me and what moved me as really going back as far as a teenager and then an adult to actually try and build this kind of thing. I was a very creative kid who read a lot and got into electronics first and then later programming computers when I was really young. I was just always trying to make things. I was just obsessed with taking things apart and building things, and just anything I could do with my hands or with wood or electronics or metal or anything else. And so for example, and this is a great Second Life thing, I had a bedroom. Every kid, as a teenager, has got his bedroom he retreats to, but I wanted my door, I thought it'd be cool if my door went up rather than opened, like on Star Trek. I thought it'd be neat to do that. And so I got up in the ceiling and I cut through the ceiling joists, much to my parents' delight, and put the door, being pulled up through the ceiling. I put a garage door opener up in the attic that would pull this door up. You can imagine the amount of time that it took me to do this to the house, and the displeasure of my parents. The thing that was always striking to me was that we as people could have so many really amazing ideas about things we'd like to do, but are so often unable in the real world to actually do those things, to actually cobble together the materials and go through the actual execution phase of building something that you imagine from a design perspective. And so for me, I know that when the internet came around and I was doing computer programming and just generally trying to run my own little company and figure out what to do with the internet and with computers, I was just immediately struck by how the ultimate thing that you would really want to do with the internet and with computers would be to use the internet and connected computers to simulate a world, to sort of recreate the laws of physics and the rules of how things went together, the idea of atoms and how to make things, and do that inside a computer so that we could all get in there and make stuff. And so for me, that was the thing that was so enticing. I just wanted this place where you could build things. And so I think you see that in the genesis of what has happened with Second Life, and I think it's important. I also think that more generally, the use of the internet and technology as a kind of a space between us for creativity and design is a general trend. It is a sort of a great human progress. Technology is just generally being used to allow us to create in as shared and social a way as possible. And I think that Second Life and virtual worlds more generally represent the best we can do to achieve that right now. Another way to look at that and related to the content and thinking about space is to connect sort of virtual worlds to space. I thought that might be a fun thing to talk about for a second. If you think about going into space, it's a fascinating thing. So many movies, so many kids, we all sort of dream